Okay, so this is my most recent Rough Rider knife purchase. A lot of people have already done a video on this knife, and it seems to be pretty popular in the knife community right now. The second generation of the Rough Rider work knife. The first generation had black paper micarta, is what they were calling it, handles, and from what I understand, had some iffy like fit and finish on it. Um, and this one seems to be put together really well. I would say that this is probably the best Rough Rider knife that I've ever gotten. I really like the way it's put together. It seems to be put together really well. There is a gap here. Um, Small gaps don't really bother me. I get small gaps on case knives. So small gaps on Rough Rider knives are really to be expected as far as I'm concerned. If you want to get a traditional pocket knife with no gaps, you buy a Great Eastern cutlery knife and it has no fit and finish issues and it's perfect. But from Rough Riders and case and everything else, I expect a little bit of fit and finish issues. It's not the end of the world. They're calling this Denim Micarta. Looks to be some sort of blue micarta-like material and maybe some black like paper micarta or something mixed together. I'm not really sure what it is. I don't think I would have called this a denim micarta, but it does look really good. I have to say, the layers and everything, it does look good. I just wouldn't have called it denim micarta. For your blade, you get a Warncliffe blade. You heard how it snapped open and everything there, and it does have a half stop. The action on this knife is great. It's centered really decently, I have to say. And it does feel like it's put together really well, and it feels like it's a knife that might actually last for a pretty long time. It's a sway back pattern, so it feels good holding it this way, and it feels even better holding it in like a reverse grip if you're gonna like, you know, if you're cutting up like through like a string or something, holding some stuff together. It works really well for that. Really impressed by the action on this knife. Of course, this is just using Rough Rider's 440A, I think is what it is, stainless steel. So you're not expecting this knife to hold an edge forever. It did come fairly sharp. I did sharpen it up because it wasn't quite sharp enough. The edge grind on this knife, pretty decent. There is a little bit of a quote-unquote issue down here, but nothing really all that bad. I've certainly had knives with way worse edge grinds. Overall, the knife seems to be put together really well. It feels really nice to hold and everything. I've carried this for one night. Like I said in previous Rough Rider videos, I don't really carry Rough Rider knives that much because generally speaking, I just throw a Great Eastern cutlery knife in my pocket most days. But I do see this as a knife that I probably will carry more than any of my other Rough Rider knives because it's put together really well, and it does seem to be a really nice knife, especially for the price of $17. So if you're looking for a knife to test out traditional slip joint pocket knives, or if you just want to own a cheap knife that you can use and not worry about it getting messed up or whatever, I would definitely suggest one of these knives. Maybe you want to get two of them. Since they're so cheap, you can get two of them. Pick whichever one's the best and send the other one back if that's something you want to do. I might actually buy another one of these to give as a gift to my friend, but I'm not sure about that yet. You can kind of pinch it open, or at least I can, because that's a big thing for him because he chews his fingernails off. I need a knife that he could pinch open to give him. And I think he could probably do that with this knife. So I'm thinking about buying another one of these and giving it to him as a gift. Overall, really impressed with the quality on this specific example, and I'm hoping that I just continue to hear good things about these knives because I was really impressed with this one. So yeah, that's the second generation, I guess, maybe, Rough Rider work knife.